So now that you've gone through and you've done all of the article espionage and you know what exactly, you know what niches you're getting into, we're going to go back to ezine articles, and we're going to pick out some articles that you can start. Now this whole process of rapid article creation is about what we said earlier: scaling a proven system and doing it on a bigger scale. And in this blueprint, let's just go over the overview of this article creation process for this blueprint. It's going to start off by research. The research phase is only going to take 1 minute. This is for each article. And this is if you're doing it yourself. Keep in mind, you can give this blueprint to your outsourced team or to your writer and have them follow the same procedure as you would. And then the second thing is the second part of this article creation phase is the writing, which is going to take 4 minutes, followed by the proofreading. This is optional because if you do a good job here, it'll be you can glance it over and just spend a little extra time to make sure it all makes sense. And ezine articles is going to tell you whether something is not spelled right or whether something is not grammatically correct because of their manual reviewers. Now the first thing you must be saying is, what is this about? 1 minute for research? How the hell is that possible? Well, let's take a look. You go back to ezine articles, you've already found a niche. You've already found the articles that do well in your niche. So what you want to do is expand upon that and find 3 more articles, either from using the syntax code that I gave you in the previous videos, or just by putting in your keyword up here in the search box. And what you're going to do is, we're going to use golf for this example, and you're going to just pull up 3 golf articles that are all different. Look like they're all talking about 3 different things. Once you do that, research is done. Just as a little insider tip, the best ones to pick are the ones that give you tips on how to do things, or the quick tips, because they'll allow you to extract things from them. This one isn't particularly, it is, but it's broken down. Let's see, this one is, but it's broken down right here. It's not actually numbered, but it tells you strength, flexibility. These are all things that are important to a good golf swing. So things like that are broken down in numbered format or tipped format are good. So if you can get 3 of those, you're set. And cranking these puppies out at 5 minutes apiece really becomes simple once you get rolling, and you'll get a process down. So let's start with the overall process. You'll see here, you're going to start with the introduction. The introduction is going to be an if-then introduction. So you're pretty much going to start with, and it's going to go something like this. Let's look at our thing. It's about golf swings. So if you're looking to lower your golf score, or if your golf swing keeps leading you to let's think of a good one here, just to give you a good example. If you're consistently struggling with your golf swing, then this article will show you how to fix that in 3 easy steps. If you consistently hook left with your golf swing, then this article will show you how to solve this problem forever. You see how we flow that? So that's going to be your opening sentence. It's going to be an if-then sentence, and this is all part of the introductory paragraph. Then you're going to go into your 3 main point summary. So here's your research. In your research, you have 3 articles. You're going to go in here and you're going to pull out 3 major points about excuse me, from each of these. So your first point is going to be a fact from this article that stands out. Let's see, the looseness or tightness of your grip will say something about the biomechanics of your swing. So this one's talking about strength. Flexibility, as much as the strength is essential to your golf swing, your flexibility and mobility is essential to getting. Okay, so let's take this one. This here would be your first fact. Your flexibility and mobility is essential in getting a perfect golf move. So that will be your first fact. And then you would put that in on your Microsoft Word or your notepad, and that would be your fact number 1. You would just put that in. And then you would put sub points about that. So a sub point would be whenever you move your body in various positions, your flexibility is essential. So you put that in, and then your core as well as your lower shoulders should move as well. So that'll be a sub point. So you have your if-then starting this paragraph off. You have a summary of your 3 points. So we know that the first point would be about the flexibility. Then you come to your second article and get a second point. The reason you're not going to take all 3 points from one article is because by doing this, you ensure that you won't be plagiarizing. You take 3 major points from 3 different articles. You have not a chance at plagiarism, and it's a completely unique article. So from the second article, we'll pull another point. With your golf's backswing, don't think about your arms. Think about turning your back. Maybe focus on that. So that'll be your second point, turning your back. And then your third point from this article could be, this one says golf swing training clubs, how you can learn to hit down for pure iron shots for duffers. So maybe the Tour Striker golf swing club trainer is just a tool that you need to develop the feel you need for a proper golf swing. Well, there you go. So you can suggest a tool as the third point. So in the introduction, you just want to summarize that. You want to say something to the effect of, if you're currently struggling with your golf swing and you're getting frustrated, then you want to follow the tips in this article to learn how to lower your score. And then you'll just go something along the lines of, flexibility is a major part, is essential to your golf swing. That's from the first article. Then you'll follow up with, without the proper backswing and having your core centered, and that's from the second article. And the third article will say something. You'll pull something to the effect of, you'll use the Tour Striker. We'll show you how to use the different tools. And this article will recommend a couple of tools that you can use to correct this problem. So in that first paragraph, you're just creating a summary of the 3 points, and then you tell them what they'll achieve after they finish reading the article. After you finish reading this article, you'll be able to have a more consistent golf swing, you have more flexibility, and ultimately your golf score will be dropping dramatically. Boom. So that's your first paragraph, your introduction. That's your introduction paragraph, I'm sorry. Your first paragraph after that will be simply based off of your first point. What's your first point again? It's from the first paragraph, from the first article. You said you were going to talk about flexibility. Your flexibility and mobility is just as essential to getting the perfect swing in golf. It's essential. So this paragraph is going to be about flexibility. And you're going to have a subpoint here about flexibility, a subpoint here, and a subpoint here. That's what that paragraph is going to be made of. And then you just simply close that up with a closeout. As important as flexibility is, you want to lead into your next point. So as important as flexibility is in your golf swing, so is having your center of your body, the core of your body centered. And this point here, which is your second article, is plucked from your second article. We'll talk about having the core of your body centered. And then in 3 points that support that. Then you'll close that paragraph out and lead into your third point. Your third point will simply be, like we said, about a tool that can correct the golf swing. So we'll talk about the tool that can correct the golf swing and put a point 1, 2, and 3, all plucked from that third article. Then you close that paragraph out. Now when you close that paragraph out, you simply say, you summarize and say, and then you want to lead into your conclusion. Now with your conclusion, you're going to say a closing statement. Your closing statement is going to say something to the effect of, now that is the proven system for improving your golf swing. And then you want to sum up the 3 points and say, you've learned how to increase your flexibility, you've learned how to make sure your core is centered, and you've learned tools that you need to correct the swing. And then you simply tell them what they can do now. So you tell them, now you have everything that you need to know to go out in the course and practice and shave 3 strokes off your score. That's it. That's how you write an article in 5 minutes. No extensive research, no slaving through pages and trying to write it word for word. You just to recap, you go to easing articles, you get 1, 2, 3 articles, you pluck 1 point from this one, 1 point from this one, and 1 point from this one. Those are your 3 paragraphs. Make sure you get subpoints that support that one, subpoints that support that one, and subpoints that support that one, and all those are your subpoints that make up the paragraph. Then you just come in, you summarize it in a conclusion, you make a closing statement, sum up the 3 points, and tell them what they can do now, and that's the entire article written out in less than 5 minutes. Your outsourcers can do this. You can do this. You can steamroll. I'm going to show you how to turn this one article into 10 articles, and then that's where the leverage really begins. As if that wasn't fast enough, you can get faster. See, a big hang up for a lot of people when writing articles is going to be typing speed. You know, let's face it, a lot of us just can't type. So what I would recommend is using something called Dragon Naturally Speaking. If you aren't familiar with it, I'll show it to you now. This is a software by Nuance that goes through and it pretty much types as you talk. What you say comes out in word processor. It's very simple. They have different packages. Some are, you see here, they have a standard version, preferred, and professional. The difference being that they can do different things. Here, let me pause this video. Come to the site, take a look. They have demos that you can watch, and this will send you into article marketing overdrive. Where articles used to be a big issue, they'll be no longer. You can enter a niche. Say you need 20 articles. You know they're going to take you 5 minutes a piece. You know, less than 2 hours, you got 20 articles out, and we'll show you how to turn that 20 into 200. And I mean, the traffic you get, you've already done the espionage, so you know these topics, you know, are hot, and you've already gone through and done the research, and you know the count. So in the section a little bit further down in this video, I'm also going to show you how to dominate the section where it's the most viewed articles pops up, and the section where to get the most views and the mostly you know, you'll be able to make it seem as if your articles have way more views. I mean, you know, it's a little gray hat, but it'll push you up. You see here, right here, most viewed articles, this is where you'll be for your niche. Most published articles, this is where you'll be. So we'll show you how to do that coming up as well. But back to writing the articles, the first time you do it, you may notice that it takes you 20 minutes, 30 minutes, because you're learning a process. You're getting it worked out. Maybe you don't know how to use the naturally speaking, or you haven't trained it. You have to train it by reading stupid little books and things like that it gives you, and you do that for about 30 minutes so the thing can learn your voice. But after it learns your voice, you should be good to go. And you know, so you'll go through a process of just getting the kinks worked out. But once you're rolling, you are rolling. And you know, the first time I used it, it took me about 35 minutes. So and then you'll get better at it. You know, in a matter of 3 days or so, you'll be down to the 5 minutes that you need. Just the key is to keep talking or keep typing, and you know, don't even worry about mistakes. Just go through it, fly through it, and knock it out, and then go back, spend a minute or two proofreading if you have to, and your content will be there. Okay, so let's look at the bulk article creation. And now that we've gone through that whole process, with the bulk article creation, you see here what we're going to do is we're going to take the power of what we just did and the information we've just researched, and we're going to leverage the heck out of it, like I was saying earlier. So you want to brainstorm different problems within that niche. Now, different problems, as you can see back here, we're talking about golf swings. So you're going to find different problems involving golf swings from these these articles. Like, for example, this one says something about the grip, the flexibility, not understanding your own body. These are all problems. You can brainstorm them yourself, or you can have them, or you can just pull from the articles that you've already found. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to take those 10. You're going to come up with about 10 different problems for that niche that all can funnel traffic back to your target product. Take those 10 and you're going to run them through a machine. Run them through a machine made up of 3 different styles of writing. And let's take a look at these different styles here. You'll see one will be tips. Tips will be like top 10 ways to do something. Top 5 ways to do something. A tips type of article. Another one will be a how-to article. And that will be simply how to do something. And then the number 3 will be the one-step solution. So this will be like the number 1 thing you can do blank. So in applying this to a golf swing, if we see that this first article is going to be about the problem of golf swing problems, we can say simply for tips, 10 effective ways to correct your golf swing. There you go. That's one article, same article about golf swings. Run through this one. It'll be how to effectively fix your golf swing. How to effectively correct your golf swing in 3 days or less. And then this same article, same research, will have this spin on it. The one-step spin. The number one thing you can do to fix your golf swing this weekend. I would read that article. I would definitely read that article. So there's an example of taking one article and running it through 3 different styles. And the massive action plan, like I said, you want to identify a total of 10 problems, not just the one you found, but 10 related problems to your niche. Apply the writing styles to each of the problems, and write the articles the same way that I showed you with our article creation phase. Except, for the tips one, you won't have to it'll be more of a 1, 2, 3 format. The one-step solution you can write in that way. But you'll have 10 problems and written 3 different ways with 3 different styles. You'll have 30 instant unique articles using the same research. I've seen a gentleman it just blew my mind the way this thing worked. I mean, the system that you can put in place with the information you have in front of you, sometimes the simplest things are the most powerful, and this is certainly one of them. You could have, this doesn't have to be immediately, but when you get to that point, you can have an outsourcer sit there and use the syntax codes to find the stuff and give you a report back for the keywords in your niche that are, the articles are really doing well in. Then you can go ahead and have him, create the articles to your specs, only taking him 5 minutes, right? Let's say you pay him by the hour. Maybe it's $3 an hour. Well, let me just grab the calculator here. You figure he's at 5 minutes. 60 divided by 5. That means he can get 12 articles an hour out. Say he works 4 articles a day. Any average writer would be able to crank out 50 original articles for you. And that's if they're decent. Now let's just say he's learning. Let's say half of that. Let's say he'll have 20 articles for you. 24. Let's say 25 articles a day. Originals. And then you take those 25 articles and you send them to the next guy or to that same guy on another day or someone else or yourself, and you run them through the 3 different style. You come up with 10 problems around those 25 articles. So if one article is about putting, you can easily find 10 problems around the putting, or you can just include that as one. The point is, now that you've taken 25 articles and turned it into 75 by just running it through this same process with the 3 writing styles. Now you have 75 articles, and you can do some serious damage in the search engines because of this system, the way you've leveraged it. And you'll just be all over the place. It'll be evergreen content, evergreen traffic coming into your site, all from this ongoing massive machine of articles. Now, obviously, you won't have all these articles written under the same name. This is where I said having different pen names will come into effect. You will have different names, all in the same golf niche, and you'll be all throughout there controlling the lion's share of that traffic. In some cases, we've seen that some of these authors have gotten to the point where, let's say you have 90 articles, and you don't want to just submit them to just one directory. Remember, I showed you other directories, so now you have 90 articles submitted to 10 directories. Let's not forget about the value of having 900 links pointing back to your merchant or to your site. So these are like the gifts that keep on giving, these articles, and it has made us take a second look at them, and we've completely implemented them in our business, and we've gone back and not the onesie twosie articles. I mean, that works, but you got to really ramp this thing up. And if you're going to do it super affiliate style, this is how you do it, and that's how you outsource it. So if even 1% of your articles gets high listings, that's still with that many links coming back, that's still 9 top positions in Google. So the best thing for you to do is to go ahead and take these articles once you have them all and space out your submissions, and they'll just be enormous benefits. You'll have insane amounts of traffic, insane amounts of backlinks, raising your page ranks up in Google. You'll destroy any competition that you would have in that niche. You'll greatly increase your chances of high rank results in very competitive niches. I don't care if you're in weight loss, romance, get your wife back, make money, gambling, whatever. You will have a much better chance than anybody else who's doing standard SEO. And that's what this is all about. So now, as if that wasn't enough, we're going to show you the icing on the cake. And this is the tactic that the gurus, I should say the non-gurus, the underground marketers that you're learning about here in these blueprints, these are what they're using. If you're wondering how the hell did that guy with that new article get 5,000 views in a month and get on the most viewed articles list, like what is he doing? Well, I'm going to show you exactly what they're doing. It may not be what you think, and it's a little gray hat. It may not be for everyone's taste, but it's my job to show you exactly what's going on in the underground with this blueprint. So I'm going to expose it to you so that you can either be aware of it or you can do it. Either way, you will destroy your competition. Let's just leave it at that. So let's take a look.